What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something a little bit different, and I'm actually going to sit down and do my makeup in natural lighting. So I've seen a couple of YouTubers do this, and I want to do it for myself because honestly, I prefer to do my makeup in natural lighting anyway. It could be like 9 o'clock at night, and I still won't turn a light on. I don't know why. I've always preferred to do my makeup in as natural lighting as possible, even if there's not a window or if it's not actually daylight outside. Artificial lights obviously do kind of blur and camouflage the skin a little bit, but just always know that I never use filters on my camera, on my editing software, and I never will. I think it's so deceiving and just very, very misleading. But yeah, I've got some Korean makeup I wanted to test today. I've got a few things from a really cool indie brand, and I just figured we'd sit down and just have a little relaxed leisure, chill, get ready with me in natural lighting. So I'm gonna open up my blinds, my curtains, and just do it au natural. Alrighty, so here's one softbox. Here's another softbox. Alrighty, here we go, natural lighting. So yeah, no ring light, no softboxes, just my blinds open. And I got my backdrop, but that literally puts off nothing back there. So yeah, let's do this. I feel like that's gonna be a lot better for me because I just feel like sometimes, like if I look at the lights too long, I don't know, it feels like they're beaming on me, and it just kind of makes me go stir crazy. And literally, like, my brain functioning just completely stops. Especially with this ring light on, like I'll be looking at the camera and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh my God, there's a big light on me, and it just starts messing with me. It's the weirdest thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna prime my lids, and everything I'm using will be linked below, by the way. So I'm really excited for the eyeshadows that we have today because they're from a new brand that I haven't tested out before, but oh my God, the swatches. Really excited. I'm so out of breath. I've done absolutely nothing, and I'm so out of breath right now. I did just hit 35 weeks yesterday though, so that's probably why. For eyeshadow, so I discovered a new brand called Klarity Cosmetics. I found them on Instagram. The swatches that they have on their Instagram page, oh my God, just out of this world. I got some single shadows and then a palette. So this is the Glam and Glow palette. We'll say it was kind of pricey. It was like $54, but sometimes I have discounts and stuff. But I will say this is gonna be better for the fall, in my opinion. But look at these shades. They have very, very pretty assortment of colors, and these are way bigger than a traditional single pan of eyeshadow. Here's what I got in the single eyeshadows, and they're the same size as the ones in the palette, but these are like, I think $5 to $7. Like, they're pretty affordable, but you know, you are getting more than, say, like a Makeup Geek shadow or ColourPop, you know, MAC. They do have sales every so often and coupon codes and stuff like that if you can find them. I'm gonna go into the Glam and Glow Glam and Go palette. And I'm gonna take this shade right here called Patty Cake, which is like a lighter matte tan. And I'm gonna put that in my crease. And this will work with pretty much whatever I decide to do. So let's just go ahead and zhuzh this in there. You know what? I actually kind of want to be more precise today. Let's go into my shadow armor. So these are from Shop Miss A, and I actually used these yesterday, and they have like 2 pieces of tape on them. They're very, very sticky. But yeah, they had a piece of tape at the top and then a piece of tape at the bottom. So I figure, well, maybe I can just take off only one piece of the tape and then use it again. So that's what we're gonna try to do. So let's just put this. It works! Yay, 2 uses instead of 1. Hells yeah. I'm so dangerously cheap. Yeah, these are only $1 for 14 patches, and they are super sticky, and they don't move, and they keep your skin really taut. So if you're someone like me that has semi-hooded eyes or hooded eyes in general, then these will really help you to keep your skin taut while you're working on eyeliner and eyeshadow and stuff like that. So back to the eyeshadow. Why is there glitter all over my forehead? What is going on? So sticking to the Glam and Go palette, I'm gonna go into Serenade down here at the bottom, which is a really nice, just like neutral, kind of like muddy brown. So yeah, I'm gonna start this in the outer V, and then with whatever's left over, I'm gonna start dragging it into the lower crease. Oop, lighting's changing. That's just what happens whenever you use natural lighting. So that's why a lot of us do use well, pretty much all of us use artificial lights, because we can actually control it. You can't control the sun and the brightness outside. Ooh, there's a wasp right outside my window. Is that inside? I will say this does look a lot darker and more cool tone and grayish on the eyes than what it does in the pan. In the pan, it looks more like a neutral. I mean, I guess it does kind of have like a cool tone-esque aspect to it, but I mean, I feel like it's gonna make for a really, really pretty smoky eye. So going back to the palette, I'm gonna go right next door to Chocolate Souffle, which is just maybe like 1 step up, but it's the same kind of tone, same kind of like, it's the same color family. So I'm gonna be very, very precise with this because that was a lot darker than what I thought it would be, but I'm gonna keep this very, very close to the lash line and then tap off all the excess. Yeah, look how much debris is in there. But I mean, sometimes that's just what you get with pigmentation sometimes. So I'm just gonna put this starting at the very lower lash line. Kind of work on like a more cat eye shape. So I want this to be very uplifted. Let's move on to some shimmer, which is what I'm so excited about. I think I'm gonna take Ride My Wave, which is a really, really pretty, like, golden bronze. Oh, this is gonna be such a sultry smoky eye. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna first try it dry because these are like a super wet metallic formula. Let me go ahead and swatch this. Look at that. That is like liquid gold. Like how can you do this? Like, it is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna swatch the one next door to it too called Boy Problems. I'm probably gonna use this one as well. Ooh, actually, I may use this one instead because I don't know, this may be a little bit too bronzy. I don't know, like we've got a cool tone look going on, so I don't really want to clash the different tones. So, ooh, yeah, let's do that one. So yeah, this one's Boy Problems, which is right next door. Ooh, that's so, like, how is it that wet when it's like a dry brush? Like, that is crazy. There's what it looks like dry. Hopefully it's not too bright. I know the lights are changing and stuff because the sun's going up and down, but yeah, that's just what happens with natural lighting. So I'm gonna spray my brush a little bit and then just kind of, ooh, yes, yes. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so for an inner corner highlight, I'm gonna go into my single eyeshadows. Now, I was really gonna try to stick to the palette because that was kind of the direction we were taking, but I need something a little bit lighter for my inner corner. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here. Let's see if I can get it out. Hopefully it's not too dark. This is the shade Between the Sheets, which is pretty similar to Boy Problems, actually. So this is the one that we just put on the eyelid. So here is Between the Sheets. So it's a very, very similar tone. Maybe I need to do something a little bit lighter. Let's try it and we'll just work from there. It's very, very similar. A little bit lighter, but pretty much the exact same kind of tonal family. So I'm gonna go into this other single shadow in the shade Diamond Dust. So this is like a white gold, and they say you can use this on your face as well. So let's get a little bit on there. Ooh, that is pigmented. It's very rare nowadays that I actually get impressed by eyeshadows because I feel like there's so many on the market and there's so many that are competing as far as quality goes, but these are literally out of this world. Like, these are actually different than anything else I've tried. So that's saying a lot because I've tried a lot. Let's try this Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil Liner in the shade Deep Onyx. I actually haven't used this a lot, but I've had it for a while. And hopefully this smudges out and smokes out really well. So now I'm gonna go into an eyeliner brush and just smudge her out. That is nice and sticky.
That's what she said.
That pretty much caught all the fallout. So yeah, nothing clean up. I am super excited about those. Those are only $1. That's crazy. So now let's go ahead and curl my lashes and we'll do some mascara. I'm gonna try a new mascara. This is the Eye Code London Black Magic Mascara. I've never tried this before. I don't really do smoky eyes a whole lot because I feel like if you don't wear false lashes, or if I don't anyway, because just my eye shape and my face, I don't know. It's like, it just doesn't really do any favors. Okay, this is super dry and isn't doing anything for me. Blah. So I'm gonna do the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara because this is a go-to and it just always works. I'm gonna go into my Maybelline Brow Pencil in the shade Soft Brown, and also everything I'm using will be linked below. So I have this Thank You Farmer Sun Project Shimmer Sun Essence with SPF 30, and I was actually watching a Glass Skin tutorial where the girl used this because she said that it gives a really, really pretty, like, dewiness and sheen to the skin. So yeah, this is a Korean beauty product, so from here on out, for the face products especially, we have a lot of Korean beauty products. So here's what it looks like whenever you squeeze it out. It's just supposed to have like a really pretty like iridescence to it, to where it makes your skin look really glowy. So let's try it. I actually have a glowy foundation too, so hopefully this stuff doesn't just completely slip off. Ooh, so that is really, really pretty. It has a really nice pink iridescence to it that just makes your skin look really nice and glowy. And hopefully it doesn't make my skin look oily or anything. I do have oily, acne-prone skin, so hopefully it doesn't make me look greasy or shiny throughout the day, but that is absolutely beautiful. All right, so moving on to foundation, which is probably what I'm most excited about when it comes to the Korean face products. So this is the Sam's Studio Glow Foundation. So I think this is like a little mini size. So I got the shade N23, which is something I do want to point out because in every Korean foundation review video, like, no one ever mentions what shade they're using. So here's what it looks like. I'm pretty sure this isn't a full size, but it comes in a pump. So I'm gonna use my Shop Miss A Wonder Blender and like the microfiber one. I used this yesterday for the first time and I was blown away by it. I'm gonna get a little product on my sponge and go in and build this up. So that has actually given me really, really good coverage. Yeah, medium to full coverage, it built up really well. It does have a nice glowy, dewy finish. So because we're doing this whole natural lighting thing, I want you guys to see what it looks like in real life. Let's get up close and show you guys my pores. Look at how pretty that is. I mean, it is definitely more on the thick side, but it doesn't really feel thick at this point. But it's not emphasizing my pores, my blemishes. I mean, I don't really have a lot. I don't really have any active blemishes or anything, but it's sitting really, really nicely on my skin. So hopefully, like I said, it does make me look greasy or shiny. So yeah, that's the Sam's Studio Glow Foundation. So now let's move on to some concealer. I actually had this for a while, but I never use it because I have way too many concealers. So this is the Cover Perfection Tip Concealer, and I have the shade 01. So it just comes in like a little wand, doe foot applicator type thing. And one of my favorite YouTubers, The Beauty Breakdown, raves about this stuff. Like, she said this was one of the most full coverage concealers on the Korean beauty market. So I'm just gonna do a little bit here and there. I've really been trying to dial it down with concealer lately. This does definitely seem very thick, so I think that's one of the reasons why I never really gravitated towards it, on top of just having way too much in my collection, not really getting to enjoy it. And I actually forgot about having it. But yeah, it is kind of thick. But from what I remember, whenever I did use it, it does have pretty good coverage. And I'm loving this sponge, by the way. I mean, it's only the second day of using it, but like yesterday, it made my skin look so freaking airbrushed and flawless. And I didn't really like the Juno & Company microfiber sponge, which is what this is trying to be like, but this one is killer. So for bronzer, I'm going to use the Maybelline Dream Bronze BB Balm, and this is discontinued. I'm sorry, I talked about this in one of my recent like products I'm trying to use up video, like my Project Pan video. I kind of just want to use up what I have, and I do want a cream bronzer. I don't want to overload on powder today, so yeah, just use what you have. I feel like in the YouTube space, it's kind of like, well, if it's not available, then a YouTuber's not going to talk about it, and if you don't see a YouTuber talking about it, then you don't use it. Like, that's how I'm anyway. It's like, if I don't see it being used a whole lot, then I don't really, like, I kind of forget about stuff. So yeah, message of the day, use what you have. Don't feel like you always have to go out and buy all the new trendy products. So moving on to some liquid blush. So I'm really excited about this one as well, but I'm not really excited about the color because, again, finding swatches and stuff that are accurate online, it's a trek. Yeah, it's real hard to do, but this is the Juicy Pang. Okay, I don't know if it's Juicy O Pang or Juicy Pang, because there's like a little O in the middle, but it could just be a symbol. But this is just, I think it's called the Water Blusher. I think it's like PK02. Yeah, PK02, and I think it was called Raspberry or something. So yeah, it's a little too pinky purple for my liking, but hopefully on the cheeks it actually looks presentable. But it just looks like a nail polish. Let's start off just swiping it on. Usually I like to work from the back of my hand, but let's just see how this works. This might be a little bit too pink for this eye look. Okay, so that blended out really, really nice, and it's actually a really pretty shade. It doesn't look too purpley pink on the skin. It's one of those that it actually just looks like your skin's nice and flushed. It does look nice and juicy. I like it so far. So I think if this wears well, I'm gonna order some more shades in this. I'm gonna use a product that I just talked about in one of my recent new drugstore makeup videos. I told you guys I wanted to test it with different bases and stuff underneath, so let's just do that together. This is the NYX High Glass Illuminating Powder in the shade Moon Glow, and they call it an illuminating powder, but it's a cream highlighter. But yeah, because we're going with this whole, like, I don't know, juicy skin thing, let's stick to the creams and liquids. So let's first start off by putting it on with my finger. But yeah, the other day when I used this for the first time, I'd powdered my skin before using this because I thought it was a powder. Yeah, really nice. It's kind of more on the subtle side, but it definitely does give you like a juicy, plump, dewy sheen. That's actually really pretty. So yeah, here's what we're looking like so far. I like it. I'm excited. Going back up to my brows, I do want to do the Revolution Pro Fiber Brow Gel, Volume and Sculpt Fiber Brow Gel in the shade Ash Brown. Yeah, I really like this because it does give a very minor like hint of color. So especially if you don't want to fill in your brows or do anything, you can just put this in and just kind of lightly defines them. But also, it doesn't make your brows feel like they're stuck down by glue. Like, it does give you some hold and it keeps them in place, but it feels very natural. So I'm gonna go into the Profusion Cosmetics Waterproof Shadow Stick in the shade Topaz. This came in the glitter liquid eyeshadow set. It had this and then that liquid shadow. So it's just a really pretty kind of like shimmery, frosty bronze. So I'm gonna use this for my waterline. And these are very, very long lasting. Like, they're super like budge proof. I want to take this second mid-tone brown shade that we used in the outer V. I'm just going to use this as smoke right along the lash line. I don't want to smudge it out too much. I want it to be kept pretty close. I'm gonna take that last lighter, darker shade called Chocolate Souffle and just stick this in the very, very outer third of that lower lash line. Again, I'm not smoking it out too much. I'm just keeping it right there at the base. So just like that. I'm gonna take a clean smudger brush like this. This is also from Morphe, but also discontinued because it was a good brush. And I'm just gonna go right below that now. And again, there's no product on here. Smoking! I'm gonna take one of those brushes that I used for the outer V. Again, no extra product. I'm just gonna go out here where it was a little bit too harsh and just too like, the line was just way too harsh. And I'm just gonna go in very light, like outward circular motions. I'm not going inward because I want to diffuse it out so that I can cover up that line right there. And then we'll just kind of connect the top to the bottom again. I'm gonna take that crappy Eyeshadow mascara, and because it has a nice like curve to it and I don't like it for my top, I'm just gonna repurpose it for my lower lashes. Oh my god, that mascara sucks so bad. I need you to treat me like a dictionary and give me some definition. That was such a dad joke. Oh my god. There's one more thing I need before I move on. I need a brow bone highlight. So I'm gonna go into just a random palette with like an ivory shade. This is the Klarity Cosmetics Savannah palette. So I've been using these two shades over here for my brow bone. I just want it to look a little bit brighter, especially with all this smoke going on. I need some cleanup up there. Look how much better that looks. Like that just really heightened the look of this. I am feeling myself. But I probably do need to go into a little bit of powder, at least in my T-zone and my under eye area, just so I don't look like a freaking grease ball. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Bad Habit powder from Shop Hush. Shop Hush is dead now. Rest in peace. So you can't really find it anywhere unless you wanna like Mercari it or something. So I'm just gonna very, very lightly set under my eyes and then go down the sides a little bit, like right through there in my T-zone. This is a really, really good powder though. I wish it were still available. I'm gonna take a little bit of my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Light Medium. I like to use Light Plus, but it's in my purse right now. But let's just go a little bit down here and go down the bridge of my nose a little bit. If you're someone that does like to highlight the bridge of your nose, but you don't want it to be too shiny or too frosty, then after you apply it, go down like and cover it up with some powder, like just a very light coverage of powder. And it like you can still see it underneath, like it still gives you a slight bit of illumination, but it's not gonna make you look shiny. So that's a little tip if you have oily skin especially. But yeah, I'm excited. So the last thing I have are some liquid lipsticks. Now usually I don't like liquid lipsticks, I don't like matte. I just want to test this formula out. So this is the Alter Ego matte liquid lipstick, and I picked out 3 shades. I actually have the entire collection, but these are the only ones I'd be interested in. So this one looks like it's the most new. This is called Euphoria. So actually let me line my lips first. I'm gonna use the AOA Studio Wonder lip liner in the shade Hero. After I wipe off all the gunk on my lips, maybe a little bit too dark. I kind of want something more nude. We'll try it, but I may end up taking it off. So let's just go ahead and give it a whirl. I may go in with something else in just a second, but I do want to sit here for a few minutes and just see how this sets and how it dries down, to see if it dries, you know, uncomfortably or super dry. So yeah, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so I've sat here for a few minutes and it definitely did dry down to be completely matte, but it's not super uncomfortable. Like if I put a gloss on top of this, I'd probably be okay. But as far as the tones go, it's not really what I'm looking for today. So let's switch it up a little bit. Let's try this new NYX Shout Loud satin lipstick in the shade A La Mode. So this looks like, I've actually worn this before, but it's like a kind of like a peachy pink nude. But I will say this formula is very stiff. It's not super like creamy, or like it says it's a satiny lipstick, it says, but it's not super creamy. Kind of feels like an old school, like really thick lipstick. It's very thick. Let's go on top of it with the ColourPop Luxe Gloss in the shade Ticklish, just to kind of make it more comfortable. Alright, so here's a finished look in natural lighting. So I'm super impressed with it. This is like, my skin looks good. So just to show you the comparison between natural lighting and artificial, I'm going to go ahead and pop my lights back on and then come back and show you what it looks like then. So yeah, here we are with some artificial lights now, and I mean, I can actually see now. So if you guys want to see more videos like this where I do my makeup and natural lighting, then make sure you give it a thumbs up and comment below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and turn the notification bell on to always see my videos, and I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah.